Hypocrisy's the best policy. Wish for change but lazily. Century of debilitation. Your evolution is a damnation. Your warranties can't fix a heart. Industrialize and drive us apart. What you advertise can't rationalize. Shining a new one, big steady light.
You know, one of the things I enjoy the most about hosting this podcast is when I get to sit down with players, coaches, parents, and fans to talk pucks. As the second in my series on the Hudson Valley High School Ice Hockey Association, or HVHSIHA, I sat down with members of the Cornwall Club Hockey Team and the Washingtonville Club Hockey Team. Enjoy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trav, a.k.a. 5 Minute Major, and I'm pleased to be joined by two members of the Cornwall Dragons Hockey Club. I've got Joe Antonacci, and he's a winger, and I've got assistant coach Pat Clohessy. Thanks for coming on, boys.
It's our pleasure.
All right, so, Joe, favorite thing about playing in the HVHSIHA?
It's definitely the competition. You know, all these players who play travel come and they all join together and make a high school team, and it's very competitive.
Very competitive. I would say very skilled as well. Coach, what excites you the most about this team and being involved with the kids?
About this year's team?
Could be this year's team, could be the program in general.
It's this league is kind of cyclical. You know what I mean? It's like last year we won the championship, but 2 years prior to that, we won 2 games in 2 years. So we won 1 game 1 year and 1 game the next year. We were 1-19 for 2 years.
Oof.
And then last year, it all came to like fruition. The younger kids got older. And this year we got, again, a lot of seniors. We lost a lot of good players. But we have a lot of seniors this year, kids who played, like Joey, played travel. We got a lot of travel kids. Not a lot, but we got a good amount of travel kids. And even the kids that aren't playing travel, they've been playing on the team for, 3 or 4 years, and they've gotten a lot better.
Right, they know the system, they understand the culture.
Exactly, and so this year we should be very competitive again. I think we've lost, 2 games this year?
Yeah. Nice.
So we've won the majority of our games.
So the future is bright. It's safe to say the future is bright for Cornwall. And I know in talking to Jim Basher, he mentioned that there's a couple of kids that graduated that are playing some club programs. So at some point I hope to get them on the show to do a Where Are They Now kind of thing, because I'm all about, we're here in the present, but what happens after the fact, after graduation. So, All right. Who would you say, Joe, is your biggest rival?
Probably Washingtonville, because they're always chirping us on Twitter.
I see that.
And, they still haven't beat us yet. So.
They are like the Vegas Golden Knights of the HVHSIHA. Some of their tweets are a little outrageous.
Yeah.
Coach, would you agree that
Absolutely. They've been a rival for years, and for a couple of years, like I said, prior to last year, they used to beat the pants off us. They had a couple of good players that are now playing juniors.
Right.
And they used to, take us to give us a beating, but now the worm has turned, as they say, and we've gotten them. Last year we beat them in the finals twice, and they're our competition again this year.
Right, so they might beat you on Twitter, but you beat them when it counts on the ice.
So far.
Coach, and, who are the players? Who are some of the players to watch on your team, would you say?
Well, we've got players that have been in travel for years, and they are the most skilled. They understand the game more than other kids, like Joey, Adam Johnson, Andrew Dehan, my son Matt. They've been playing travel since they were like squirts.
Okay.
So they're pretty skilled, and they know how to get around the ice, get open, and create space and whatever else you have to do to play.
Those are all key components to being a successful player. Hey, Joe, what's the toughest rink to play in your opinion?
Probably Saugerties.
Okay, the Arlington boys said that too.
The ice is weird there.
Yeah. But apparently, because I did a thing on the best rinks in the area, and someone from Saugerties chimed in that they're getting a new energy efficient roof. So just
Really?
wait for the new energy efficient roof. I don't know if that's going to help the ice surface or not, but we'll see.
No more bubble, huh?
No more bubble. No.
That's
Coach, in your opinion, biggest game of the season so far that Cornwall's played
I think
in?
probably that Washingtonville game. It was tied, going back and forth the whole game, and then at the end, who was it? Nick Scott scored the game-winning goal at the end of the game, and that was tough. It was a tough game. They're a tough team, and they know each other, so they're always chirping on the ice because they're always talking to each other. They played on the same travel team last year, a lot of the kids, so. That was probably our best game, winning at the end by a player who never played travel.
Nice.
Who's just grown up in the Cornwall system for the last 4 years.
And he contributed in a big way.
Yeah, he won the game for us. Yeah.
Joe, who's the best dressed player on your team?
I'm gonna say Chris Dranza.
Okay. Coach is pointing at you. Maybe he thinks you're the. Do you think he's the best dressed coach?
Well, he's the best looking, that's for sure.
Okay, nice. Love that. Best flow. Who has the best flow?
Davin McKenna.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that. I can see all that underneath the bucket. That red, right? The red?
Yeah.
Best celly.
Matt Clohessy.
Okay. All right, throwing a little love to your boy there,
Well,
Coach.
he does like to show off sometimes.
Especially when he scores from our blue line.
Yeah.
Coach, what do you look for in a hockey player?
Well, in developing a team, to me, the most important person to get on the team is a goalie. You have to get a good goalie, or else, it just falls apart. But I look for kids who are obviously skilled, but players like Joey, who are grinders and bumpers, and they'll do whatever it takes to get a puck free in a corner, to make a hit when it's necessary. Kids who are determined.
Okay.
They might not be the most skilled,
Right.
but they're determined to do whatever it takes to win a game.
They have heart. They got that fire in the belly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, they don't have to be our biggest scorers, but they're grinders.
Right.
And I like that. I like that in players.
Okay. Joe, most embarrassing on-ice moment, if you have one.
Let's see. I was on the power play, and I went to go dump the puck behind the net, and no one was there, and the puck just sat there.
Nice. That is embarrassing.
Yes.
Coach, do you have anything embarrassing from the bench that you remember? Anything you want to share? If not, it's no big deal.
Just tolerating my son. I think he's the biggest chirper on the team. I'm trying to keep him calm down.
Right, so he might say something, you're like, wait a minute.
That's not my son.
Right,
You know what I mean? That's Joey's brother.
Okay. The state of hockey in the Hudson Valley, Coach, in your opinion? I know you've been around the program, around this league for a long time. What are your thoughts on the state of hockey?
Well, I think it's really, again, it's something that's also cyclical. It kind of like when the Rangers won the championship, everybody wanted to play hockey.
Right.
So you had all of these kids coming out. But if you go back 10 years when Joey started playing and my son Matt started playing, Bear Mountain had 12 teams playing. And now, 10 years later, Bear Mountain doesn't exist. So because of the cost involved, I think, and the time that's necessary for the parents to take their kids to and from practices, it's hard.
Right.
And the economy's not the best, so it's one of those periods of time where I think right now it's down.
Might be down a little bit. No,
Yeah.
I would agree. I mean, we're coming to you from ice time, and there was a period in time where there was no ice time.
Yeah,
I
right.
know that hurt programs like Newburgh and Burke, and I have my Monroe jerseys, my Monroe sweater on because I do the public address, I do the DJ thing for them. But I'd love to see some of your clubs get sectioned.
Yeah.
Because based on what I've seen, I think you guys could definitely compete with some of the Section 1 teams easily.
Yeah, I think so too. And Monroe Woodbury no longer has hockey either, right?
No, actually, I am pleased to announce that the superintendent did. I was at their dinner. It was tough. I was at their dinner. Superintendent said there's no program. That's it. She got some bad intel. The people, the parents, the players banded together, went to 2 board meetings, contacted politicians, contacted the TV stations, and less than a month later, the program was reinstated.
Oh,
so
that's great.
they are
That's good.
still here for the time being. Their program is back.
That's good.
It is good. It's good for hockey. It's just like, when the local teams and the professional, NHL are playing well, it's good for everyone.
Right.
What's one thing you want? What's one thing you want people to know about this league? We kind of touched on it a little bit.
We're here, we exist, and it's a very competitive league.
Okay, Coach, anything you want to add? What's one thing that the average person should know about this league?
That it exists. I mean, I put up a sign in Cornwall with the number and the website, letting people know that hockey actually exists in Cornwall. And the town told me I had to take it down. So they took it down for me and went over to town to pick up the sign. The people in the town never knew that Cornwall had a hockey program. They didn't know. So it's hard to get kids, especially younger kids, to build the program.
Right.
When probably, 3/4 of the people in town don't even know there's a program.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to shine a light on what's going on here, because through my program and through everything else, I just, I love the sport. I think it's the greatest thing on the planet. Joe, what is your favorite sport to play besides hockey?
Probably football, on Sunday. We
Okay.
go with the boys. And,
With the boys, throw the pigskin around a little bit. Okay. Coach, anything you like, golf or anything you like to do? Bowling?
I think a transitional sport nowadays, anyway, with hockey is lacrosse.
Oh, sure.
You see a lot
Absolutely.
of people, like my son plays lacrosse in high
Yep.
school. And you get a lot of kids who play hockey,
Right.
will transition right into
I see a strong
lacrosse.
hockey-lacrosse connection. Especially, I'm a guidance counselor in Suffern.
Right.
That's my day job.
Right.
So I see a strong, wherever it is, a strong lacrosse.
Right.
What do you do? What do you enjoy when you're not at the rink, though? Any little golf, little tennis, bowling,
No, my golf, you don't want to know about my golf.
little putt golf, maybe.
Yeah, pitch and putt is about
Pitch and
as far
putt,
as
love
I
it.
go.
I love it. Coach, favorite professional hockey player, past or present?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I like the Devils.
Okay.
I like the way they're going this year. With all those young players, got rid of some of those old guys.
They did. They got 3 years younger in the matter of a summer.
Yeah.
They went from an average age of 29 to an average age of 26.
And those young kids,
Nico
really,
Hischier and
Taylor Hall and
Yeah,
Gibbons. They got all these young kids coming up, and after being down for a couple of years,
right.
and my whole family's big Devils fans.
No one told them they weren't supposed to be good. I'm amazed.
Yeah, they're really
You know,
good.
I had written them off. I'll be very honest. I had them written off. So you answered the favorite professional team. All right. I know we're going to go. Joe and I talked about this a little bit. Joe, favorite professional hockey player, past or present?
Probably Jimmy Vesey.
Okay. Jimmy Vesey getting greasy in the blue. That's how he needs to play, though, in order to score.
Yeah.
He had a nice takeaway from, I want to say it was Freddie Anderson the other night, the Toronto goalie, and then shot it off his backside into the goal, and it was great. And your favorite professional hockey team is the Rangers.
yes.
Very good. All right, we can all still get along.
Yeah, no,
even
that's
though
great.
we're Rangers again, because I think it's great for the sport when the Devils, the Islanders, the Rangers are all
Like
playing
now.
well.
Exactly, like right now, yeah.
And even with the Islanders staying in the area, staying in Belmont,
Right.
I think it's good for everyone. Well, again, thank you, boys, for taking the time out. This is your boy Trav, and I've been chatting with Joe Antonacci. He's a winger for the Cornwall Dragons, and assistant coach Pat Clohessy, again of the Cornwall Dragons. And this is the HV Pucks podcast. So thanks again, boys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Appreciate
me.
it.
Yes.
Take it easy.
All right, Travis.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trav, and I'm here at Ice Time with 3 members of the Washingtonville Wizards club hockey team. I've got Brendan McGrath, I've got Ryan McGrath, and I've got Coach Robert McGrath. And the nice thing about having Ryan here is that he played for the program, but now he's playing at the college level for Lemoyne, so he'll offer a little bit of a different perspective. So first of all, guys, happy holidays. Thank you for coming on.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, so let's get started with the boys. Favorite thing, Brendan, about playing in the HVHSIHA?
Favorite thing is playing with friends and then playing against friends that you have on other teams outside of the HVHA.
I've noticed that it's really like a fraternity-type atmosphere because you play travel together with a lot of these kids, but then you play separately in this league. So it definitely lends itself to competition, fierce rivalries, and again, there's a lot of skill on display. Do you want to add anything from your playing time at Washingtonville in the club?
It's basically what Brendan said. You know, you played travel with a lot of your friends, and then you go and you play for your school or for that school's club team, and you play against those friends that you do play with for travel. So that was probably the best part.
Nice. This is going to sound like a simple question, but what's the big difference between playing at the college level and playing here, in your opinion?
Playing here, it was really fun because you had a lot of your friends that you did play against. Just college level, it's a bunch of random kids, but, club college level is still fun because you get to go out there and you get to have fun just like playing in this league.
Okay. Coach, what excites you most about the Washingtonville team as it stands now?
And I would probably say that this is probably one of the better teams they've had in a while, and that we have a good shot of going to the championship this year because the kids have the drive and the dedication to do it.
Yeah, the handful of games I've seen so far, I've been real pleased with what I've seen from Washingtonville. And I know I'm supposed to be objective, but it's my show. Guess what? I live in Washingtonville, so it's nice to see my hometown team kind of taking care of business. Coach, who are some of the players to watch on your squad?
Well, we have quite a few kids that their talent level is up there. Probably one of the biggest kids is Andrew Godfrey. He seems to just find a way to score when we need a goal. Couple of the up and coming kids that they were swing kids last year and now they're on the varsity this year and they'll be on the varsity next year. There's probably one of them is Brendan McGrath. Another one to look at is Joe Brennan, who's actually a 10th grader playing at the varsity level this year. They're all have their own unique talents, so it's tough to pick because I think we got a fairly even team, across the board.
Okay, I love that answer. Back to the boys, and you might have a different response, but Brendan, we'll go to you. Who's your biggest rival?
Cornwall, definitely Cornwall.
Okay, what about you? Would you agree with that?
For sure, it was definitely Cornwall.
Yeah, I see a lot of chirping going on between the Washingtonville Twitter account and the Cornwall Twitter account. I would equate you guys to like the Vegas Golden Knights of the HVHSIHA. So, and they said the same thing when I interviewed the Cornwall boys yesterday. They said Washingtonville is definitely their rival. So, good stuff. Toughest rink to play in when you were here? Ryan, what would you say?
When I was here, toughest rink to play in was probably McCann.
Okay.
When I played, Arlington and John Jay used to have a big crowd that would come and just heckle you and
get in your head.
Yeah,
try to get in your head as a goaltender.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What would you say, Brendan?
Yeah, I agree with Ryan about the McCann Center. It's not about the fans. It's just that their locker rooms are very small. It's hard to fit the team that we have in there, and it's just a crazy rink playing.
Coach, your thoughts on the toughest rink, toughest barn?
They're all tough. You walk in there, it's a sheet of ice, and that's the way you got to look at it. And you got to play your game. So when you're walking into somebody else's rink, you're the guest, and you got to make yourself known.
Who do you think the biggest rival is for Washingtonville? You agree with the boys here?
Oh, yeah, definitely Cornwall. Being in the program for a while and seeing over the years that, Cornwall and Washingtonville, they're next to each other, towns next to each other.
Right.
And, some of the kids, they see each other at other school events. Okay. And like the boys said earlier, they play on the same travel teams. So it's a pretty big rivalry.
Okay. So I'll start with Coach, and if you want to chime in. Outside of, obviously, the playoffs, what would you say is the biggest game of the season so far that you've played?
I would probably... Any game that's been against Arlington or Arlington or Cornwall, they're big games. Yeah. So they've all been, tough battles that we've had on the ice. And we came up short. We haven't beaten either Arlington or Cornwall yet. So that's our, we get to play them again, and that's going to be our toughest games coming up is when we play them. But we'd like to pull a win out of them.
And if I'm not mistaken, you guys tangled with Arlington for some type of cancer fundraiser.
Yeah.
Right. I saw that on Twitter. So stick taps out to you and certainly out to the Arlington Club for putting that together and giving back. Okay. Best dressed player, Brendan McGrath.
I'd say myself.
All right, nice. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with being confident. Do you remember a best dressed player, Ryan, when you were on the squad?
I can't remember best dressed player, but I do remember that we all did show up in suit pants or khaki pants with a shirt and tie, so we all looked pretty spiffy ourselves.
All right, Coach, you have the hand up. What do you want to say?
Just to add on that, it's you try to get away from the ragtag showing up in whatever you want.
Right.
And I know that the Washingtonville's been trying to get back to the way it was. They had to buy cover-up jackets, shirt and tie, and like a dress pants with shoes, just to because a lot of other schools do that.
Sure.
And just it's a pride thing. You want to come
absolutely.
in, you feel good, you play good.
I agree. I mean, I think you guys know by now I work in Suffern, and I always know when it's game day because the boys come shirt and tie, ready to go. So dress for success, absolutely. Best flow.
Dylan Eisenhower.
Okay. Do you remember any best flow for your playing days?
I have to say myself there as well because when I grew out my hair, I grew out the locks, and it just looked good. So
nice. I clearly don't have any flow, fellas, but don't hold that against me. It's all good. All right, one last question for the boys, and we'll jump back to Coach. Best celly, Brendan.
Everyone has a great celly when they score, so it's really hard to pick one person. The adrenaline's going when you put that puck in the net, so it's really hard.
Okay. Do you remember a great celly from your playing days?
Not from my playing days, but actually from a couple weeks ago when my brother scored the game-tying goal against Cornwall, and he pointed at the goalie and did a little taunting there. So that was probably one of the best ones I've seen in a while. Okay,
what about at the college level? Any of your teammates have a good celly you want to give them a shout?
Our coach doesn't really like the big cellies. He likes when we score and we just jump into the glass, and he likes the roof to explode, so he doesn't really like the big cellies. But the down on one knee shooting the arrow is probably one of my favorite ones from college.
Nice. Okay, Coach, what do you look for in a hockey player?
What I look for in a hockey player, probably their attitude. You come in here and, kids kind of get lost. Some kids look at it, it's just another team, another game. You're playing on travel, you're playing someplace else. But when you come here, I look at your attitude. I want to know that you're going to be here. Because we can always work on the talent level. You have kids that are on the high level, you have some kids that are on the lower level, and you could come with a happy medium in there and get those lower level kids up to the plane where they need to be. Right. But if you don't have the right attitude and the dedication, then you're never going to get to that level.
Right. It's got to be the right mindset, the right attitude, and like you said, you can work on the skill set, you can work on that. But if they don't have that drive and the desire in the beginning, forget it. Biggest challenge you face as a coach?
The biggest challenge is dealing with 20 individuals, because they're all in high school, they all have their own thoughts, and to try to get them all on the same page and get them to buy into what you want them to do. Because if you're playing on a travel team, that coach is telling them they want this done. You're playing here, myself and my other two coaches, we're telling them, no, we want you to do it this way.
Right.
So that's probably the biggest challenge is to get them to buy into what you want.
Right.
Because sometimes simple is better.
Sure, less is more.
And we try to keep it simple, and when the kids see how it works, they buy into it.
Right. When they see winning results on the ice, then they're more apt to buy into it. So it really does sound like managing different personalities. I'm sure keeping the parents at bay sometimes too can also be a little bit of a challenge. But
that's a whole different subject altogether.
Okay, so let's jump back to the players. We'll start with Ryan. Ryan, most embarrassing on-ice moment, either from your Washingtonville days or from your college days?
So freshman year of college, I went out to play the puck, and I completely fell on my butt, and the kid went right around me and scored, and it ruined my shutout. So yeah, I'd have to say that one.
That was definitely not top 10.
Nope.
Sports Center. Okay. Brendan, what about you?
In my first years of playing hockey, just skating up the ice, handling the puck, running into the ref, falling down on my rear end and getting the puck taken away from me.
Okay, that can be embarrassing. Coach, any embarrassing moments for you on the bench? Both boys are quiet at the moment. Big smiles, though.
I would say there's no embarrassing moments. I tell it like it is.
Okay.
So, and my boys will tell you that, especially if you're a ref. I'm going to tell you like it is.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting car ride home. Put it that way. All right, Coach. The state of hockey in the Hudson Valley, in your opinion?
It looks like it's coming back, but it also on the same stage. Some teams are getting numbers, other teams are losing numbers.
Right.
Washingtonville has been in the losing numbers for the past couple of years, and this year we actually were able to fill out both the JV and the varsity roster with 40 kids.
Nice.
Where last year we had 26 kids in the program, and we had to split them between the varsity and the JV. And I know there's a few teams out there that are going through what we went through last year. Cornwall's having a hard time at their JV level. I know John Jay's having a hard time. Arlington's going to be in a tough position next year because I think they lose 12 to 15 kids next year.
Okay.
So, you know.
But a team like Saugerties, for instance, was able to field like a varsity and a JV.
Right.
At least this year that I
This year. Last year they were only able to field a JV.
Correct.
You know, so, you know, it depends. You know, if you look at the in-house program and the travel program here, there's numbers.
Right.
But it's just a matter of getting them to get to the, you know, to play in the high school league. Because sometimes if the parent's paying out a few $1,000s for their kids to play travel, they might not have the money for their kids to play the high school level.
Correct.
You know, which could be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, you know, for that season.
And I did a whole thing on travel versus high school hockey. And, you know, on a Friday night, when your hometown team needs you and your travel team needs you and you're paying all that money as a parent, what do you do? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to add that Russell Leiter, right wing for the Washingtonville Club team, has joined us. Russell, welcome aboard. Go ahead. Just say something in here, man. Go ahead.
Hello.
It's all right.
Man of many words.
Man of few words. I love it. Okay. So next question. Let's jump to thoughts. Well, actually, what do you want people to know? We'll start with Brendan. What do you want people to know about your league?
It's very competitive, but it's a great place for you to start playing hockey and start your career. If you just want to come out and try it, it's a great place to start that.
All right, Russell. What's your favorite thing about playing in this league?
I like how it's pretty competitive. You know, you just gotta play hard. You know, yeah.
It looks like we got a lot more of these Washingtonville boys coming. A lot more Washingtonville boys coming in. Come in. Got the whole I love it. It's all good. All right. So let's go with this. Ryan, favorite sport to play besides hockey?
Baseball. You know, it's a lot like playing goalie in hockey. You got to stop the ball and you got to catch the ball, and that's what I like about it. So
awesome. Brendan, favorite sport to play?
It's a tie between baseball and lacrosse.
Okay, there's a strong lacrosse hockey connection to begin with. Russell, I know you jumped in after the start. Favorite sport to play?
Soccer. I used to play goalie for soccer. That was pretty fun.
Okay. All right. We're going to pause for a second because somebody's blasting some pretty loud. All right, so I apologize. We had a little interruption there with the music here at the Ice Hutch, but I've been joined by three more players from the Washingtonville Wizards Club team. I've got Will Connolly, he's a forward, Connor Larson, goalie, and Dylan Hummel, defense. So if I could jump to you three, let's start with you, Will. What's your favorite thing about playing in the HVHSIHA?
It's like competitive, and I get to play like against a lot of people from travel.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that fraternity feel. Like you play with some of these kids that travel, but against them in this league.
Yeah.
So that's got to be an interesting vibe. Let's jump to you, Connor. Thoughts?
Well, I would agree it's competitive and it's talented, and for me, with a school that doesn't offer varsity hockey, it allows me to play at a high school level.
Absolutely. Nice. And we'll go to Dylan.
Probably that everyone knows just about everyone, and it's a lot of friendly competition.
Nice. All right. Biggest rival?
Definitely Cornwall and Arlington for
Cornwall.
sure.
Yeah, Cornwall.
I was saying before to the other guys, you guys are like the Vegas Golden Knights of the HVHSIHA. I saw a video the other day of somebody dangling around a garbage can, and someone's like, "Oh, we're dangling around the Cornwall defense." Anyway, listen, it's all good. You know, whatever you put. I don't know, Coach. So you put that stuff up on the locker room wall. That might be a little bit of incentive to.
I got a little something for them. The next time we play Cornwall for a little incentive.
All right, hey, listen, I got to mark.
Let the cat out of the bag. I'd get in trouble.
I got to mark my calendar for that game for sure. Let me ask you, best dressed player on the squad?
Probably Brendan.
Okay, all right. Best dressed player in your opinion?
I'll go with Jack Levitsky.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to say myself.
Nice. All right, nothing wrong with that. I think Brendan actually nominated himself too. Best flow?
Probably Dylan Eisenhower, for sure.
Okay, yeah, he got a vote before too.
Dylan Eisenhower.
Yeah, Dylan Eisenhower.
Okay, and last but not least, best celly?
Raymond Bushy.
I'm going with Jack Singer on his only goal this season.
Okay.
I'm going to have to second that with Raymond Bushy.
Okay. Most embarrassing on ice moment?
There's like a loose puck in the corner, and I was about to have like a breakaway, and I like knocked right into the ref, and I lost the puck.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Probably getting scored on a dump-in on John Jay.
Okay.
Probably getting on the ice with skate guards on.
Yeah, I was at a tournament. At the Ice Hutch 2 weeks ago, and there was a team from upstate, West Seneca West, and the kid, and I'm filming them coming on the ice. It's a big deal, and the kid wipes out. I thought he blew a knee or his ankle. He gets up, wipes out again. He had the skate guards on. His teammate whipped him off, and he went off to the races. All right, so I've had a blast here, guys. I think I've made it known I live in Washingtonville, so it's nice that, you know, there's a team in my town that I can come and watch at any time. So starting with you, Will Connolly, and going around the room, favorite hockey player, past or present?
Definitely Bobby Orr, because he changed the game, I think, like defensively.
Okay.
I'm going to say Martin Brodeur.
Okay. All right.
Mine's also Martin Brodeur.
All right.
I'm going to have to go with Mike Richter.
Ooh. You know, I saw a meme the other day that said, you know, if Lundqvist is the king, what am I? You know, because Hanky hasn't brought the Rangers a cup yet. Don't even get me started on him, please. Too much drama with that guy. Go ahead.
I probably got to go with Brad Park.
Okay.
Jimmy Vesey.
Ooh, Jimmy Vesey getting greasy in the blue.
I got 2 words. 26.
All right, nice. He pulled the puck away from Freddie Anderson the other day and then banked it off his backside into the goal. He's got to do a little bit more of that. What do you think?
Can't go wrong with John Scott.
Hey,
John Scott.
Listen, if you guys are looking to watch something, there's a great new show on CBS. It's called SWAT. It's a remake of the old drama from the 70s. And John Scott played a hockey player on that show that the SWAT guys had to defend because he was getting so much hate mail. It was actually a great episode. It was hockey and like a cop drama. I was in my glory. All right, favorite professional hockey team?
Rangers.
Devils.
Okay, we were friends until... No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Devils.
I figured the Brodeur love over there. Listen, that's all right. Go ahead.
Devils.
Woo! Yeah. That's all right. I'm actually going to see... the hottest team in the NHL in March, the Vegas Golden Knights, take on the New Jersey Devils. I'm sitting 3 rows up from the Vegas goal. I don't have it on today because it's at the dry cleaners. I actually spilled something on it. But I have an Alex Tuck a home Vegas Golden Knights jersey. Alex Tuck is from Baldwinsville, New York. You got to try to represent the hometown kid, the home state kid. Anyway, I've had a blast talking pucks here today with several members of the Washingtonville team. I've got Brendan McGrath. I've got Ryan McGrath. I've got Coach Robert McGrath. I've got Russell Leiter, Will Connolly, Connor Larson, Dylan Hummel. They play in the HVHSIHA, which is the best league in the Hudson Valley that most people don't know anything about. But we're hoping to change that. All right? Gentlemen, happy holidays, happy New Year. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. This is your boy Trav, and you're listening to the HV Pucks podcast powered by Capiche.com.
All right. Thanks.